Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another My Team video. In today's video we're going to take on the pre-season of My Team Season 4. Because if you haven't seen the last episode, then go check it out, as it was the final of My Team Season 3. And it was a special one as we have won the championship. And as you can see, this is how the standings are at the end. We won it by 1 point over Charles Leclerc. And as you can see, we took a total of 6 wins. Of course, we didn't win the constructor standings, but of course that will be for next season. Going to next season, we have a new teammate because our teammate Oscar Piastri just isn't good enough. So we are going to change him for somebody else. And I was looking at the market value of most drivers, and they are just too expensive for us. We can't even afford somebody like Gasly, Tsunoda, Schumacher. The first thing we can afford is Nicholas Latifi, but of course we don't want him. So I went a bit down and saw that I could still get my old teammate Carlos Sainz. And yeah, he was only 10 million. I have 50 million in the bank, so why not? Of course, he has a higher rating than any of the other guys who I can find. So as you can see, the statistics of him are much better than anybody else, and we are approaching him. And we are going to do low risk. Of course, we have the money, so why not? And all our demands are accepted. So luckily we can ask him for our teammate. And as you can see, he actually signed it. So now we have Carlos Sainz once again back in our team after leaving for half a season. But of course, if something ends, it doesn't matter. You can always start it again. Now let's take a look at the team acclaim. You can see my teammate is now a much more experienced driver, so we get more acclaim up to level 22. And eventually going on to the cash, you can see that we've got a huge bonus for second place in the constructors, 14 million. So in total it's $24 million what we get, and we end up with $34 million in total. So we are going to spend those later on in this episode. And as you can see, we won 6 races. He did only win 1, but he got more pole positions, even though he did only half the season in the car, and after that he just had to retire for half a season because nobody wanted him. But we want him back, and I feel like this could be a really strong season. As you can see, going to the season length, we are going back to a 22 race season. But of course we have to change out 2 races, as I want China and Portugal in. So first of all, I went to change it to Monaco being out of the calendar, because I feel like I'm just not good at that track, and I want to give you guys a good episode. And the second Grand Prix that I thought that just wasn't fun enough to show you guys. Unfortunately, if some of you are a fan of that track, I have to say sorry, but Canada is out as well for this season. Maybe in the final season it will be a 10 race season 5, but maybe Canada can go back in once again. Of course, changing a few things in the team. First of all, our sponsor, as we have now 22 races, we can get a new sponsor called 7 Even. So I think we should go for them, as it's only 300 Constructors Championship points. And with our car, I feel like we can easily do that with a total amount of 22 races. But that doesn't only mean that we get a new sponsor, but also that we get a new name. Because I felt like it would be more fun if we added our sponsor into the name of the team. And that's why we are going for 7 Even 95 Racing. Of course, we only get a maximum amount of letters that we can use in our name, and I had to figure out how I could do it. So you can see me struggle here and there, but eventually I got up with an idea on how to do it. I just removed the space in between the E of 5 and the R of racing, and that is our name. So yeah, I'm happy with our new sponsor. Of course, it's a huge bonus that we will get at the end of season 4, but still 22 races to go until we are finally there. Now you can see I finally got it, and you can see 7 Even 95 Racing. Will it be for this entire season? Power will be developed by Red Bull Powertrains, because I didn't want to change engines. But now, of course, we need to take a new livery. I don't want the same one as last year, so we are going for a new one. And as you can see, it's a lot of gold, a bit of red, and a bit of black. But this is only for the first race, because I wanted to do it because I won the championship. And for the first race, I will do a gold livery. After that, I will switch to gold and red. And you can see number 1, we will be driving as number 1 in this season. So yeah, it's a really good thing that they added this because of course Max Verstappen uses it in real life as well, and I feel like this is just something else. You can show that you are the best of last season, and as you can see, the car is now being filled with some sponsors, and I wanted to use a bit different colors. So you can see on the wing it's white and yellow. The 7 Even sponsor is in a bluish tint. And of course the number 1 on the car as well. So I'm happy with how the car looks. Of course, next race it will change from red to gold and gold to red. But we'll find out that in just 2 episodes time. Now, after we did our activities, something else came up. I didn't expect this at all because I got no call from it earlier in the season. But Lewis Hamilton is retiring at the end of last season, so he's no longer in Formula 1. Without saying goodbye, he just left. But yeah, so somebody has to fill up that spot, and I am wondering who that's going to be, as we are giving out a lot of money. We are spending it all on personnel, Spec 2 and Spec 3, and as you can see, I wanted to do one more as we still have $15 million. And I'm going to do it on resource point generation. To be honest, I don't even know why, because we can't do any more upgrades after we've done this one on the power, and we do one more or 2 more on the chassis. So then it's only durability, but I feel like it's just not something that we personally need, because we will retire 1 or 2 races in the season. But apart from that, I don't think that we will need it. You can see we missed a few points, but later on we did eventually get it. And as you can see now, Alfa Romeo has still the same lineup. Gasly and Piastri actually go to AlphaTauri, so Yuki Tsunoda is gone there. Ocon and Liam Lawson are both in Alpine still, and if we look further down, never mind, I have to wait until I scroll down. It's Schumacher and Stroll still in Aston Martin, and in Ferrari nothing changes. It's still Charles Leclerc and Fernando Alonso who are driving there. Of course, they won the Constructors' title, so I don't think they should change it at all. Going to Haas, it's Kevin Magnussen and Robert Schwartzman, so they are the same as well. And then going to McLaren, now you can see still no changes. So Schumacher has probably, Yuki Tsunoda has probably left the sport. Never mind, he's gone to Mercedes. What? Okay, so that's a change in the drivers lineup. Maybe something else changes as well. We can see Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez still in Red Bull. Alexander Albon and Nicholas Latifi still in Williams, and Carlos Sainz, of course, with us. And that is the entire lineup for this season. And we will go on to the Bahrain Grand Prix next episode. If you don't want to miss that, then please like and subscribe. Of course, liking this video will help in giving it to other people to enjoy this video as well, and subscribing will help you to watch next season together with everybody else. Goodbye.